Charlie spoke up angrily. Do you think staying silent is going to solve anything? You need to remember, this is Oris Hill. Every single person you've tried to scam here is wealthy. With a snap of their fingers, they could make you disappear without a trace. I suggest you get smart and start talking. Tell the truth. Otherwise, no one can save you. Warnia knew Charlie was playing mind games and immediately backed him up. With a stern expression, she added, "Our Smith family is a prominent family in Oris Hill with a reputation to uphold. If anyone dares to deceive us, we will teach them a lesson they won't forget. If we appear weak and let this slide, our family's reputation will suffer." The stout man was terrified. He knew how powerful the Smith family was. If he truly angered Warnia, he'd be a dead man in Oris Hill. Panicked, he desperately shouted at Landon, "Save me! This wasn't all my idea!" Landon's face paled, and he roared, "What nonsense are you spouting? You lied to the Smith family, and now you're trying to frame me? I'll kill you!" With that, Landon pulled a dagger from his pocket. A glint of cold steel flashed in his eyes as he lunged at the fat man. The man's eyes widened in horror. "Damn you! You flip-flop faster than a book. You're the one who told me Miss Warnia trusts your word completely. You said as long as you gave the okay, this thing would sell. You've ruined me." Warnia gave them both a cold look, then turned to Charlie. "Mr. Charlie, I'm sorry you had to see that. Thanks to you, we've avoided a huge mistake. Let's go. My family will send someone to deal with these people." Charlie nodded slightly. "All right, let's head back." With that, the two of them stood up to leave. Seeing Warnia was about to go, Landon was shocked. He forgot all about killing the man and dropped to his knees. "Miss, please forgive me. For all the years of hard work and loyalty I've given the Smith family, please forgive me this one time." Before Warnia could respond, Lucas Finley stood up and sneered. "You old fool, you're really asking for it. You tried to pull a fast one and score 2 or 3 billion. Did you really think the Smith family would let you off the hook?" Landon's face turned ashen as he slumped to the ground. Lucas continued, "Even if the Smith family forgives you, I, Lucas Finley, will never forgive you." Old Landon completely broke down crying. He was a broken man. Seeing this, Warnia shook her head slightly and said to Charlie, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Charlie. My family made a mistake. You had to witness a joke." Charlie replied calmly, "There are scoundrels everywhere. Miss Smith, you don't need to apologize." Just then, Lucas Finley, Wyatt Gilmore, and Christian Knox all came out. Seeing Charlie, Lucas immediately stepped forward. "Mr. Wade, thanks to you today. Otherwise, I would have been completely fooled by that thief." Wyatt, standing beside him, added with some shame, "Mr. Wade, you're a true hero. I can't believe I didn't see through their trick with the jade. I'm so ashamed." Christian also offered a respectful nod. "Mr. Charlie, thanks to you, the three of us who were fighting over a fake would have been made fools of. Forget the money, we'd have been a laughingstock." Charlie smiled slightly and said calmly, "You're welcome. Miss Smith invited me here to verify the item's authenticity, so this was just me doing my job." After everyone finished speaking, Charlie got into the car with Warnia. As they drove off, silence fell over the courtyard behind them. But Charlie noticed that as soon as they had left, several men in black suits walked in quickly. It looked like Landon and the other man were in for a world of trouble. In the car, Warnia's expression was cold. She was furious that a scumbag from her own family, her own Uncle Landon, had tried to set her up in front of so many outsiders. If she had fallen for the scam, paid the money, and Landon had gotten away with it, the humiliation of being cheated would have disgraced both her and the entire Smith family. Fortunately, Charlie was there to uncover the truth just in time, saving her and her family from a huge loss. So, she took a bank card out of the glove box, handed it to Charlie and said, "Mr. Charlie, there's $1 million on this card. The pin is 6/8. It's just a small token of my appreciation. Please, accept it." As she spoke, she couldn't help sighing. Charlie clearly had some real talent. She couldn't understand why he'd choose to marry into such an insignificant family. If he went into the artifact authentication business for himself, he could build a fortune in just a few years. Charlie looked at the card and hesitated. $1 million wasn't a small amount, but for the Smith family, it was pocket change. It wasn't that Charlie looked down on $1 million. After all, he had over $9.9 billion in his own account, making this $1 million a drop in the bucket. What was the point of taking it? But then he thought about it. He wasn't supposed to be a billionaire. He was the live-in son-in-law of the Wilson family. For a guy like that to turn down $1 million would definitely make Warnia suspicious. So he took the card and said, "Thank you, Miss Smith." Warnia smiled slightly. "You're too kind, Mr. Charlie." After a moment, Warnia asked, "Where are you headed, Mr. Charlie?" Charlie smiled. "Just drop me off at the grocery store. I need to buy some things and go home to cook dinner." Warnia was stunned. She couldn't help but say, "I've heard things about you, Mr. Charlie. To be honest, with your skills, you shouldn't have to be a live-in son-in-law. You should come work at my antique gallery. I'll make you the chief appraiser. I'll give you a base salary of $1 million a year. What do you think?" Charlie waved his hand and smiled. "Thanks, but I'm fine. I'm used to eating the leftovers at home." Warnia was a little startled, and then she sighed. It seemed the rumors were true. Charlie really was just a son-in-law who was a kept man. She used to think he was just a loser, and that being a kept man was simply what a loser had to do to get by, which was understandable. But now it seemed he wasn't just a loser, but someone who chose to be a loser, a slacker by choice. She just couldn't accept that. Immediately, her opinion of Charlie shifted. Charlie knew she was looking down on him, but this was the best outcome for him. If everyone underestimated him, he'd be the one with the last laugh. As they passed the grocery store, Charlie got out and said goodbye to Warnia, then bought some vegetables and headed home. But as soon as he walked in the door, Charlie heard his father-in-law Jacob laughing like a madman and yelling, "Come here, everyone! Come see the treasure I found!" Claire was already home from work, sitting on the sofa reading some documents. She jumped up and said to Jacob, "Dad, you scared me half to death. Look at this." Jacob didn't notice Claire's expression at all. He happily held up a cup, showing it off proudly. "This is a ceramic cup I found at the antique market. I heard it was taken right from the coffin of an ancient emperor, and it's worth over $500,000. Over $500,000? Claire stood up suddenly and blurted out, "Dad, where did you get that kind of money?" Charlie couldn't believe it. He had just broken the antique jar that morning. Did his father-in-law really use the first opportunity he got to go back to the vintage market? Jacob clearly hadn't learned his lesson. Jacob laughed and said, mysteriously, "I'm telling you, this dish is worth $500,000. Guess how much I paid for it?" Claire hesitated for a moment, then guessed. $300,000? Nope. Guess again. Jacob waved his hand. $200,000? Not even close. Charlie, standing on the side, glanced at the dish and instantly knew it was a fake. He figured the thing would be lucky to be worth a few $100s. At this point, Jacob couldn't keep the suspense going any longer and said with a huge smile, "I got it for $300. Isn't that amazing?" Jacob laughed, the joy practically bursting out of him. Claire's eyes widened in surprise. She couldn't believe it. "No way! You really only paid $300 for this dish?" Elaine, her mother, heard the commotion and came out of the kitchen. Her face lit up with excitement. Is this dish really that valuable? It's not a fake, is it? Jacob puffed out his chest. Don't worry. The guy who sold it to me had no idea what he had. I even had someone look at it for me, and they said it was the real deal. Really? Elaine carefully picked up the dish, looking it over from every angle, smiling from ear to ear. Charlie stood aside, just smiling and nodding along, his expression calm. He had known from the start that the piece was a fake, but it was rare to see his father-in-law so happy, so he didn't have the heart to burst his bubble. Jacob was so excited, looking like a cat that got the cream. He said with delight, "And this isn't even the whole set. The seller said he has the other pieces and he's bringing them in tomorrow. I'm going to try and buy the whole set. If I do, the value could multiply several times over. With any luck, we can pay off our $6 million debt." Charlie frowned and immediately stepped in. "Dad, don't get carried away with this antique stuff. Getting this dish is enough. Let's just leave it at that." Jacob glared at him and snapped, "What? Are you going to lecture me now?" Charlie quickly said, "No, do whatever you want." After that, he decided to stay out of it. Anyway, if Jacob got scammed, it wasn't Charlie's money. Claire also said, "Dad, why are you buying so much? You can't eat or drink out of it. Besides, that price difference is huge. We don't even know if the dish is real." She didn't believe in things that were too good to be true. If you could buy something worth $500,000 for just $300,000, wouldn't everyone be a millionaire? Jacob got defensive when he heard them raining on his parade and said dismissively, "You guys just don't get it. This is an antique, and it takes a sharp eye to spot a real treasure." As he spoke, he offended the cup and said to Claire, "You don't need to worry about it. There were other people trying to buy it from me today. I might not even be able to get it tomorrow." Elaine said quickly, "Well, if it's that valuable, you need to figure out how to sell it." Seeing her parents busy admiring the antique ceramic cup, Claire quietly pulled Charlie aside. "I don't think this is legit," she whispered. "It feels like a scam. Dad is definitely going back there tomorrow. Can you go with him to the vintage market and make sure he doesn't get ripped off?" Charlie nodded. If Claire hadn't said anything, he wouldn't have gotten involved. But since his wife had asked, he couldn't just stand by and do nothing.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.